Right across from me, you got my man's over here, Mr. Integrity, a.k.a. No Idols, a.k.a. No ID. We got a returning guest. You know, you already see the flex. Mr. 310, Mr. Leg Day every day, Mr. I'm ready to die every day, KC, aka Kwame, and you got your favorite right here, Ken the analyst and everything, the man with all the dreams. And this is the Kommon Knowledge Podcast. Welcome. Hey, how you been, man?
I've been feeling pretty good, man. Despite all the turmoil from the last episode, you know.
Yeah, we got a lot of comments for that. A lot of passionate people about that. A lot of people was in that red closet. Right? What about you, man?
Bills, man. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
If you know, them bills.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but besides us dealing with so much turmoil and strife from the last episode, you actually, ended up being a part of something that made you feel good. You rejuvenated.
You know, my girl, shout out to my girl. Her and her family went to Wisconsin Dells. Like the whole family planned the trip together. I was like the youngest guy there and everything. We went to Wisconsin Dells. We was in the Airbnb in the forest and everything. And it made me realize, my family don't really do stuff like this, right? This plan together and this make an event and everything. I wish they did. But just being in that energy, just being outside, just being around, getting to a point where you just put your phone down and you just, just communicate. Just share ideas, share stories and things like that. That it was really refreshing, right? So, and they family is tight, like real tight. And it made me think, like, do y'all remember when y'all was younger and you had like 10 friends and stuff like that? You just had a gang that y'all thought that y'all was gonna be locked in forever. And then now, like, how many of them friends do you still have today, right?
Yeah, 'cause I mean that's when you really start to focus on the family, like when the friends start to fall off and everything like that. But like the family is always supposed to be important from the beginning, because like for your girl's family to really do something like that, I wonder, like, has it been like that the whole time, or did they was like, because usually I know like death usually brings people together after they lose somebody, and they go, okay, like now we gotta look at what's valuable. So I wonder, like, with your girl's family, like, were they always tight?
You want to know something? I'm not sure if they was always tight, but whatever it is, whatever problems whatever they had, they put it to the side, right? So like when you get there, there's so many different personalities. You got the black sheep, the one they want to like stick to herself. Then you got the one that's like the leader that kind of controls and tell everybody what they're going to be doing. Then you got the one that just, the help and everything. But just to see them all together and just locked in and like, phones, put the phones away. Let's just, spend time with each other, right? And it made me think about my upbringing and everything, right? And I don't have those. Like we didn't do family reunions and stuff like that, right? And that stuff is important because I still feel weird when I have to be in other people's families and they do it. It makes me feel weird and everything.
I like, and sometimes like when your life is your life, so you don't really realize how bad you living.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is how it's supposed to be. Like, in
real time.
Y'all actually know each other's middle names over here?
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, bro?
Me personally, growing up, I didn't really have friends like this, so I was more of a loner. So
like even with the family too.
With the family, my dad is the anchor, so he the patriarch.
Yeah.
He the man. You know what I'm saying? So he makes sure that the whole family know each other. He, he big on family. And on my mom's side, we know each other too and love each other as well. But it's like me, I used to like to be tucked off to the side. So me personally, I identify more with the black sheep.
Okay.
And the things that I'm doing in life right now, a lot of people don't agree with what I got going on.
Yeah.
So I'm to my own side, but I do love my family and I'm locked in tight with them. But at the same time, I'm more to the side, and I got close selective family like grandma, mom, sister, you know, I got a small circle, and as far as friends growing up, I'm working out with one of them right now in the gym. So,
yeah, that's decent. Yeah, but the importance of family, and it's like your father to be that person. I wonder when he had to become that person.
he been that way his whole life. He knew his whole family. On my dad's side, he knew. On his mama's side and daddy's side, he knew everybody. Everybody know and love my dad. He's very important. Yeah, very important.
Because like with your family not being that close and nobody that could organize everything, would you ever feel like, okay, now it's up to me? Because that's the kind of role that I feel like I was in.
I'm sorry, you can go.
Yeah, but like, because like, you know, the women, they be arguing, mom and aunties not getting along, things like that. So then they, you know, like if your mom get into an argument with your auntie, now you can't see your cousins. That's a bunch of nonsense. That's how I grew up. So it's like, eventually I had got to a point that like, okay, if I want the family to be close, it's kind of like up to me now.
Right.
And that's why, like, you know, when I think about, you know, buying a house, even more so than just for my family, which, you know, we need our space, but like just a place that like
a safe haven for everybody.
Yeah, and me being how I am with everybody can come there and feel welcome, because like that's really what it's about. Like, who gonna take on the reins of like, okay, I'm gonna be the one that like get all y'all together and cut the shit. Yeah. Like, for real.
Like who gonna be the big mama of the soul food, right? So it's like right. But you know, the thing that pains me the most and everything is you're right. Like, you want to try to take on that responsibility, but then when you dealing with when the closest ones to you or the most important parts are closed-minded and just simply just don't want to do it, or simply they know how important it is to bring everybody around and they don't show up, and it's so hard to get everybody else to come because that piece is the one piece that can really get it done and everything. That's when it sucks. Like, in some cases, I think my upbringing could have been slightly different if we had more family reunions and stuff like that. Like, I think it would have helped a lot with some decisions in life, right?
But what y'all think about family reunions costing money?
It shouldn't need to.
It shouldn't, right? Because that's deterring a lot of people, because we in a state right now of brokenness. A lot of people are broke out here. They don't have the funds to do this extra stuff. We had a recent family reunion, and it was saying you got to pay like $100 or more just to attend if you didn't have the money. You know what I'm saying? So it's
wait, to attend?
Yeah, to attend.
That's wild.
They had entertainment there?
Because they doing it in like coliseums type things, like buildings and stuff, and they have like gourmet food. We don't need that. Back in the day, I remember family reunions, you could get like a barbecue and everybody bring their own, like somebody bring the pot, somebody bring some meat, somebody bring some chips, and it don't cost much, and you still get to enjoy your family. It seems like everything is becoming monetized right now, and that's becoming a deterrent from people actually, you know.
Yeah, $100 to attend, that's kind of tough. Yeah. But it's like...
Because you get a shirt that say the family name. Come on, man.
Hey, you know, it's not a family reunion if you don't get the family reunion clothes, right? You got to be able to identify who's who, right?
And a little rotisserie chicken that I could have got from Walmart for $5.
Some cheap Vienna hot dogs.
Yeah, I guess because that would come down from whoever ends up putting it together and they fronting the money or whatever. So, like, they don't want to feel like they're getting taken advantage of by the family. So it's like, I guess that's where that comes from. But it's like, if I, you know, fronted some money for this purpose, if the purpose is still getting done, I wouldn't be.
You shouldn't care.
Yeah, on the dollar.
You know,
the little Timmy give me his $20 to, you know, where's little Timmy at?
Right. It's crazy.
You know, I heard little Timmy might not even be yours.
That's a whole other thing.
A whole other problem.
But besides the monetary issues, there's always, you got some parts of the family that don't mess with some other parts of the family.
Yeah.
So then it's like, you know, I have people like that, but like for the sake of the event, I would put that to the side, because like I know like you're important to some people that's here, and I'm important to some people that's here, and we'll, you know, handle our differences on the other side. But you know how it is. Yeah. Who over there? Sheila over there? Yeah. Well, I ain't coming.
Yeah.
But what about the people that are here that you do? They waiting on you. So like it's about people also putting that to the side.
Part. Yeah. But you want to know something, and I'm glad that you brought that up, right? Because that being divided like that does so much damage to the black family and to like the community in general, right? With everything, land, business, just getting advice. Like one thing my little sister told me that was so real. She was like, "Yo, I had to use outside resources to get my first house, and it shouldn't have been that way." And everything. That was some real stuff and everything. So like, when I think about that and just like, putting like if the family was more family just stay locked in, there's a great chance that our upbringing could have been slightly different and everything.
I mean, even as adults, like in Asian culture and Asian families, they have a thing called a susu, right? So they have a susu. Everybody, all the members of the family, they put money in a pot, a little here and there, but then who the pot goes to moves down the family. So like we all put money in the susu, but now you'll get it, and then we all put money in there, and then Kwame to get it, and it keeps going down the line. So then we all ended up, saving money separately, but it's all benefiting all of us.
That sounds like what the Hispanics and the Indian families do. It's like everybody live in this one house, and then they pay that one off, then they get another one. This is his house. Then they pay that off. Yeah. Then pay the other one. That's what I'm trying to get into with my people. So my mom and sister. I want get me a house. We pay that off. Pay off my sister's house, and then we got property in the family, and
clear
go like that. Because it's like you really don't need a whole house to yourself as one man or one woman. It's like, what I'm saying? You could share it.
Yeah.
And build up, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but it's when I think about like things like that, it takes a lot of trust, and it's like we put all the money in. I get my house. I'm like, all right, y'all niggas on your own. And if I see you over here, I'm gonna call the police.
That's about integrity. They know they can trust me.
That is terrible.
They could trust me. I ain't finna do my people dirty. Because if I tell somebody I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it.
You want to know?
I can guarantee that.
You want to know another thing I got from that family reunion? Like I said, like a lot of these guys, they're in relationships. The aunts and aunties and stuff like that, and a lot of them are retired, right? And they retire at 60, right? And me being my age, I ain't gonna disclose it, but me being my age, it made me think like, damn, is it too late, right? So is it too late to retire at 55 because I started so late in 401ks or Roths and stuff like
Financial
that.
Financial discipline
and everything, or do I gotta put double the amount of money? Like, like, how long do you think you're going to have to work till? Like, right now, in real time?
I could be done by 40.
In real time?
Yeah, I could be done by 40. If you stop buying the wants and you focus on the needs while at the same time preserving your health at the same time, you could get to... But it all depends on what is wealth to you. And you have to identify that as a man in your own head. What is wealth to me? And you could, you know what I'm saying? Because for me, I could buy a $30,000 house and I could be good.
But that almost don't exist in today's time.
It does exist, but you got to go somewhere that you probably don't want to live. Yeah. But it's about necessity.
Yeah. But when you say you can retire at 40 right now, so you're saying that you already been putting money away for yourself for what, since you was like what 18? Is that what you're saying?
Nah, hell no, I ain't saying that.
How do you retire? Well, how do you retire at 40 if I still upkeep your living expenses? And this is something I ain't know about you. What do you?
I'm saying maybe you started trying to make up for lost time, because that's really what it is. Because like you can't go back to when you was 18 and get more time, but you can try to go harder in your later life, and that's really the plan. Like if you was like, man, I wasn't thinking about this, I got to make up for this time. Then you got to put in more than you would have put in when you was 18.
So you got to look at your past and what you've been able to do over these past years, and look at where you've been putting your money at. If I don't put the money in the dumb places I've been putting it at, I'll be able to realistically get out of debt and be able to build up a nest egg and be straight by 40 years old. And by retire, for me, I'm not saying I'm going to stop working altogether. I'm going to still have a part-time job somewhere just so I can have something to do.
For a comfortable retire and everything, then starting at, say, I don't know, I'm just gonna guess your age. Let us say you're 33 right now, right? You ain't got nothing saved up. How much do you think you would have to put away right now to safely retire at 55 or 60? And can you put it away?
And it's like that time gap, like you just talking about savings, but like you're not even really thinking about expenses as well. I didn't mean to,
Right.
No. Because it's like what it really takes to live and to live comfortably. Most people can't do that. That's why, like, every time an election is coming up, they get a threat that, oh, they're gonna take your Social Security, and then everybody's in like, they can't imagine their life without Social Security because it's needed. Even on top of their retirements, pension. Like, I had an auntie, she had a pension. She also had Social Security, and we got to combine all of this just to live, because it's like no one thing is covering everything. Even if you had a retirement, so like, how much would you need to retire? Because if you started putting in so much money and you had $1 million, so let's say you got $1 million when you 62.
Yeah.
How long would that last you with all the expenses and everything?
You can't
got?
guess that though, because inflation. This stuff that we talking about, we can't really guess about when you can retire or not, because inflation went crazy over the last 20 years. We've been through like 2 different depressions. We're in a depression right now, well, a recession. Yeah, recession. So it's like you can't really guess what tomorrow's gonna happen, and I can't worry myself about that today or tomorrow. Okay, because you never know what's gonna happen. Trump or somebody could come up with a whole different bill tomorrow that could change the whole game, and there's nothing we could do about it.
So, a while back, I saw something about Social Security, right? So you talk about your living expenses and how that plays an effect. In real time, like by the time you're like close to retirement, you shouldn't be paying a car note in real time.
Oh yeah.
You shouldn't be paying a car note, and your house should be practically paid off or paid off, right? So if we're talking about like what to do with the retirement, most people retire with just $200 to $300K, a little bit more, a little less, right?
I mean, would you feel secure having $300K when you're 62?
I think
with no other income.
I think
and possibly living to 90 years old, $300K.
Okay, that can get a little tricky.
Okay,
maybe
my grandson.
I don't know because it depends on, like, okay, you get there's groceries. Let's just say on a hypothetical scale, your house is paid off, so you're just paying taxes, every 6 months to a year, right? You don't have a car note. Really, you just food, utilities. That $300K may go a range. It may be a range.
If I had $300K and then my son, my grandkids, they come to me, Dad, can we go to McDonald's? Oh no, Granddaddy can't afford that. Because it's like everything is accounted for. I'm down to the penny. Like I don't know. So it makes you think about like how much you would really need to feel comfortable to retire.
That's a good question, and plus it also depends on what state you live in too. So maybe $300K may not get you far in Illinois, but it may get you far in Arizona, and everything. But may get you a little bit further in Texas and everything. So and when you put it in that way, then I can see that. I just think when I saw that, and I see that when I saw that a lot of these people are retired at 60, and I think to retire now, I think you got to get Social Security, you got to be like 68. Am I correct?
They say it's 65 to 67, 65 to 68, depending on how many years you got
in the workforce, right?
Yeah. So, but like when you at first brought this to me, it made me start thinking like, would I be able to be done? Even like you're thinking about just for you, would you be able to be done working at that time?
Yeah.
Me, I got kids, so it's like I'm also thinking about their future.
Right.
So even, and it comes to that sacrifice that like when it comes to my retirement and everything, I would almost put that on the back burner for their savings for their future. So it's like, my clock has been pushed back because of thoughts like that.
It's beautiful that you just said that about the kids. And this is why, folks, I don't want no kids.
Oh, bro.
Here we go with this shit. Here we go
This
with
is
this
why I don't want no kids. You see what he just said?
But that sacrifice for the future, you know what I'm saying? Because like, who does the future belong to?
Kids, right?
But it doesn't belong to us.
But even with that, when you bring the kids up, like, have you started with your kids?
Like with what?
With just like right now, as a like they're starting to put like money away from like anywhere between 200 to 150. So at least by the time they turn of age, by 16 and stuff like that, you can put them in a position where they don't have to get a car note.
I don't think they would need to get a car note, but yeah, like if I have savings, that is more than likely gonna be used for them. If they be like, oh, I want to go to school here, like whatever they choose to do,
yeah,
more than likely I will be using whatever savings I have to like put them in a better position.
Yeah.
And then, then think about myself afterwards, which is something that Kwame said he would never do. It's about me. I'm numero uno.
No, because because it's no, I just think it's important to speak about these things, and just for like the future people, right? The new parents, the new people that's just about to start having kids and things of that nature. Like, I hope this reached them, because it's like, yo, start saving for your kids right now. Like, the moment you realize she's pregnant and she's about to have a baby and she's like 2 months in, start saving up for them. Because I feel like when I think about our upcoming or my upcoming, I just feel like so much could have been avoided if my parents would just put something away from me when I turned of age, right? And then that would kind of help with the decision making. Then that would kind of help with the job decision making. Like, I just think so much could have been fixed, or could have been so much smoother. We talk about this generational curse and breaking, making sure that you leave money for your family. And a lot of people think like, well, I need to become a millionaire now, and then I can take care of my family. And it's like, I don't think it's that. I think it started really, really small. I think it started as soon as the moment you found out that you got a kid on the way, or the moment you get a job and you just do it for yourself.
How old were you when you realized you couldn't ask your parents for money?
Young.
Yeah.
I was like, I remember asking my dad for some money, and he made me feel like dirt on the ground. I was like, hey, can I get 20 for this game? He looked at me something. After that, I just asked him for work. I only ask people for work. I don't ask a man for nothing, because 100%. After feeling that, it's like, I don't want to feel. It's so degrading to ask another man for anything. Really I want to try to I do overtime at work. I do whatever I need to do. Yeah. I cut your grass. I do whatever I need to do. Not to ask. I'm gonna give you a service for that money.
What about you?
When it came to my mother, since I was like so bad in school, and my mother didn't have such a great relationship, it was probably like my teenage years, like 15, 16 or something, because everything was connected to my mother, things was connected to school, right? So it's like, to really comfortably ask her for something, I had to be doing good at school.
I'm not talking about like nothing in excess, like if you needed clothes or shoes.
Right. Ooh, that's a
I'm talking about like I really need this for real.
Yeah. I would probably say like 17, 18.
Mine was like, I was like 14, like 15, so I'm like up in there.
Yeah.
And in the black community, like we looked at as like not just burdens as if they gotta take care of us or whatever, but like you need to be responsible for yourself at an early age. Like in the wild, elephants are pregnant for 2 years because the baby got to start running soon as it's born. The baby comes out the womb running for its life, and that's kind of how it is with us. Like, we got to hurry up and grow up early. Yeah. So like, you talking about family, putting something away for you, like they want you to be taking care of yourself at 15.
Yeah, but I think that's I hear what you're saying, but I don't think that's the best advice, right?
I mean, but that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. But it gets to a point when you just gotta look at it like, yo, we're right now we're seeing the results of that, and it's not good results. Like, we're seeing the results of people just not having nothing with that by the time they get of age, and now they doing crime, or now they using that like, oh man, I never had nothing, so now it's an excuse for them to go the route that they go. or now they wishing like, dang man, I can never attend this because I never had this, and it's really a disadvantage and everything. So it does get to a point when we look at it and be like, you know what? Let me, if I went through this, let me make sure my child don't go through that, so his chances or opportunities can be better, so he can have better advice. Because that's pretty much what we're doing, is giving out poor advice, right? So it's like, well, I ain't have it, so you ain't gonna have it, right? It don't have to be that way.
Yeah, but I mean, did you have something you want to get in real quick?
Did you grow up in a middle class or poor? Did you grow up in a struggle? Because I grew up in a struggle.
Oh yeah.
Like I grew up dirt poor. Like we was split home, dad over here, mom here, but it was living with mom and grandma and them. That was choosing superb poorness, like very poor, like with the roaches and everything, poor, like super poor. So how did you grow up?
I grew up, well, my father worked really, really hard.
Right.
So I would say middle class, but if it was poorness, I couldn't see it because what my dad would do, right? So like we grew up on 69th and Exits, right? That was a heavy gang related neighborhood. Then we went to 69th and Paxton. So yes, at one point we did have roaches and things of that nature. It's just that, you know, my father was just so focused and so locked in. He was like, yo, I'm going to work hard. And then on top of my mother, I can't exclude her.
That's what I'm saying.
But,
like that two-parent household.
Yeah.
You was in the middle for sure. Like
I was in the middle.
You ever had the lights cut off?
If it did happen, I didn't realize that was the reason.
That's something that you couldn't have missed. You wouldn't have missed.
But I have been a part of, my parents coming outside to a boot on their car and stuff like that. My dad walking his truck breaking down and he's catching a bus for a small period of time with groceries in his hand, coming to a building to up a flight. Like so, the struggles were there. It just the will. My parents just had a lot of will.
Yeah, you never hit the poverty.
What I'm saying is, could you see that your parents is doing their best?
Yeah.
Like they did their best.
Yeah.
So you can't expect extra and to have some put up, and they doing their best to survive with you.
That's a good point
coming
right
up
there.
already. That's all I'm saying.
So
that's why I asked that, because it's like your people was doing their very best.
Yeah.
And then you expect extra on the side. It's like you got to do your own too.
I don't think it's extra. I think it's just looking at something and just being aware of it and then just learning from it. Right? It's one thing to ask for extra and just simply not knowing you're right and they doing everything they can. It's another thing when you know better and you see the results and you have the ability to pivot and you just simply don't do it due to pure ignorance.
Was they living like a luxurious lifestyle? Like they had certain luxuries. You like, you didn't need this. This could have been going to the funds. This could have been going to the savings.
That's tough to say. I would say no though.
Yeah,
See? That's what I'm saying. What, they gonna pull something out their butt and say, "Hey, here you go, son." Come on, man.
But I think when people, I think people it be over exaggerated, right? So I think putting $25 away for 20 years can make a difference. Putting $50, because you gotta think they also leveling up in life, right?
Right.
So after a while, it's no excuse, right? So if I have a son and everything, in the beginning stage, I'm struggling, I'm living check to check, but I know that I can put at least 15 away for him and everything. Why not do that? And then as I level up and continue to do that for him, so he don't have to go through the same level of uncertainty and unsureness and just not knowing what to do, and then pressure to just make poor decisions and everything. Like that does, I get what y'all saying.
I mean, yeah.
But it does help an inch and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I don't believe that they was probably thinking about. I mean, I don't want to speak of parents, but like a lot of parents be like, they don't be thinking about their kids' future at all. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, especially in the black community, we got to start working early. And then it's like, if I'm 17, I'm like, Mom, I'm dropping out of school to work. And she'd be like, okay, like if that's what you feel you got to do. But like if my son came to me with that shit, so I'm dropping out for what? What do you need? What do you need to be dropping out for? Yeah, so it'd be like that. But like it was not like that when we was growing up. Like, I'm struggling. I need to go work with my uncle. They be like, okay, like take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to drop out of college because of that same thing. Because it's like when you come to a point of you can't keep your phone bill on. You got these bills that keep coming up, and you got to come to your mom or somebody and really think about asking them for something. Like, nah, I got to get up out of college and make my own bread.
And I saw like they was talking about like women have like a higher graduation rate than men.
Yeah.
But it's not just because of the intellect, because they
Family support women longer than
you
men.
You can make
It's
those
just
calls,
natural.
whether you got a boyfriend that's helping you or you got parents that's helping you. But like as a man, to be like, I'm gonna work and go to school, that shit is just too much sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, man, everything got to be perfect for me to be able to do this.
Mm-hmm. You know, when I was, the past is the past. The only thing I was trying to just bring up is, or the point I was trying to make is just moving forward, right? Moving forward. Now we know and everything. So that whole, okay, you need to figure it out yourself, or I didn't have it, I think that needs to die and everything. And I think it's just now's the perfect time to really make sure, or to really be like, you know what, I got the chance, I can do it now. I could, whether it's 15, whether it's 20, whether it's 100. And as I navigate and progress in life, I can put more away. So when my kid turns 16, 17, it could be a much easier, journey for them and everything.
Yeah.
And then also thinking about yourself too, like, all right, well, I'm this age now, what can I sacrifice to make sure that my retire? Because I'm not saying like not give up on, some people be like, yo, I'm not going to work. I'm just going to go after my dreams and goals and stuff like that. And that comes with sacrifices or not not getting paid or whatever the case may be. I'm just saying for the ones that's, and even with that too, but for the ones that's working and still going after their goals and stuff like that, I think it's critical now more than ever to like start putting stuff away for yourself, because now when you get up older of age, you don't want to be at a point when it's like, damn, I can't even retire, or damn, I got to work. Even when I'm ill, I still got to try my hardest to work because I'm not in the retirement position. So people be ill and still concerned about working.
Yeah, I mean,
and I think that's bad.
They say 32% of Americans can't afford a $500 emergency.
Ooh.
So like, I need all 4 tires, or I even need, or like my engine went out or whatever. They cannot afford any type of unplanned emergency.
Oh, that's tough.
So like when you start thinking about people that don't have any access, for them to even think about retiring or something like that, that's almost like an unrealistic expectation.
Yeah.
Because they'll be like, yo, like, I got this 6-bedroom mansion. You can have it right now for $1,000. Niggas be like, I gotta come back, man. I gotta come back to you. let me make a call, man. I gotta like damn, and that will fuck people up. Like they don't even have that type of money, like no type of savings at all.
Yeah.
So it's like to not think about today, but to think about 30 years from now or whatever. It's tough for a lot of Americans.
I think you should try to find room. It's almost like how you got to find room from working out, and you got to find room for your health.
Yeah.
I think it's very important also to find room for that, or ask your neighbor for like, hey man, if I don't, can I live with my neighbors? Start looking for family members to live with. Like, look, it ain't looking too bright for me. So
yeah,
and everything. But speaking of neighbors, I had watched a documentary, The Perfect Neighbor, and everything. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, I ended up hearing about the story. Black lady lost her life.
Yeah. Pretty much what happened was there was a older white lady, looked like she lived alone. She was really nitpicky. She bought I think it was like a condo, and it was a bunch of kids. So the neighborhood had a bunch of kids. She didn't have any. It was a big field. The kids would go over there, play football, but she was just like, she was like a Karen. She was like, yo, don't come on my property, things of that nature, right?
She thought she had more
land.
Yeah, than she actually had. Yeah.
Right? And, what ended up happening is, she was, cursing at one of the kids, calling them names. I hear she threw a roller skate at one of them, but missed, whatever case may be. But in the beginning, this black lady, one of the kids' parents, went over there and approached her, right? So like, yo, don't talk to my kids. To picked up her property line sign, private property sign. Do it at her or do it around her. Mm-hmm. She said she do it at her. Everybody else said she do it around her. Didn't hit her. My thing was with that lady, and when I think of it, because at the end she ended up shooting her. She ended up this happened in Florida, and they have a stand your ground law, right? So she shot through the door and hit the lady, right, and everything, right? My thing was, when I watched that, is I felt like all that could have been avoided.
If it was for the white lady,
I think it could have been avoided for the black lady, right?
Without you saying that she was wrong for going over there.
I don't think it was wise to go over there. If you're in Florida, like, because in the story, is a part when she comes around and she let everybody know that she got a gun. So the block is already tension between y'all two. You already approached her once and everything. Personally, I felt like, yo, I would have been telling my kids, like, look, my kids is unscathed, blah, blah, blah. Don't go over there. Don't go over there at all. Obviously, she got mental problems. And obviously, she by herself. Obviously, she's looking for a reason and everything. I feel like all of that could have been avoided if the lady would just tell her kids, like, yo, don't go across the street. Because in the story, it's a big field. So on one side, the man like, yo, you can come on this side. You can use this field. She has the other side. If it's already tension, it's already hot, why continue to mess around with a lady that's crazy?
But it's like you putting a lot of blame on the decision making of the woman though, because it's like her kids is gonna be kids, and that field was not the white lady, so it's like you gotta bend to her insanity, and it's like that's a lot to ask for a person.
I don't think it's bending to the insanity.
That's exactly what it is.
It's not bending to the insanity. It's
I
avoiding something. The kids don't have a mother now.
I mean that's the fact. But whose fault is it? Whose fault is it though?
It's her.
Is the mother's fault?
No. She's in Florida. A stand your ground law. She's in the South, banging on somebody else's door for whatever to prove a point, and got shot.
And on top of that, he did say that she warned that she had a gun.
She
won the block.
I mean, because I could say I have a gun. Anybody can say they have a gun. If somebody
tell me they got a gun, I ain't going nowhere around them after they tell me that, because they gave me a warning already. And if you come into their house and banging on the door fiercely, this person can't get away with that out of fear for their life. Because if you come in with anger, beating on the door, and somebody told you in advance they got a gun, they got the right to handle that, especially in a stand your ground. And she's an older white woman. It's a no-brainer. You don't do that.
We also skipped a whole lot.
Okay.
The amount of calls that she had been making to the police, she had been harassing his family. I don't even know. It was like a certain
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
So like, how many calls were you know the number?
So she called a lot. So she was like, yo, the kids is in my yard. The kids are dropping their toys around here. I just think, and you're right. You're right.
And the police ain't do nothing.
No, the police, they came.
They kept coming over there, and they kept trying to hear her out, and they kept trying to let her know that the kids can play or whatever, but she's still calling, still harassing.
But the problem is, I would say this: the block was against her. The whole block was against her, and everything. When the police speak to everybody on the block, they were like, "Yo, they kids, they play around. She's always complaining. She's always mad. Blah blah blah." I just think it's already heated and everything. The tensions is high. You're right. You shouldn't have to bend. But what you can do is like, yo, don't go over there. Let that be some other kid problem. If she don't want nobody over there, don't go over there. Obviously, she got problems. Obviously, she's white. There's a lot of race thing going on. Leave her alone.
That is that situation. Yeah. But it's also an example of a overgrown explanation. So like we're just dealing with an entitled white woman that just said I own this and she don't own shit. And she can just say what she can give out these rules just because she feels entitled. When would that stop? Let's say anything that can be owned a parking space or whatever, like a white dude can just be like, "Don't park here." You know I got a gun on me. I said don't park here. You're like, well, I'm to keep the confusion down. I'm gonna do what he said. But do what he said for what reason?
Because
well, how can you
can go home?
But like,
is it worth dying or going to gun war with a person over a parking space?
Not the parking space is not the specific. I'm talking
It's not
about.
the specific,
I'm talking about
but,
somebody walking up to you, telling you anything, just
with
because,
a threat attached.
Yeah, like they can control your whole life at that point.
I wouldn't say that.
They could.
No,
they could.
I
couldn't.
No. I
Don't drive down this part. Can you go around? I said don't drive down this way. I got a gun on me. Then you're like, well, I'm gonna just drive the other way because I don't want them. Like, how? When would it stop?
I give you a real example. There was a situation where these girls and stuff went to Mexico to get surgery. Mexico has no travel zones when it's gang taken over, like when it's gang control, right? So there are certain blocks that are gang control that they tell U.S. citizens don't drive down. Are you gonna drive down that gang control area because it's the route, it's the route that you got to go through, and because you feel like, I'm not gonna let this person control what route I take?
That's
pretty.
You don't have any rights to that area. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like a person messing with your living space, controlling you in that way. Wherever that black lady draw the line at would have been not agreed upon by the white lady. Like, she is trying to control her whole life and her whole kid's life when it comes to them standing outside their house.
No, that's not the case. It's one thing to say, it's one thing if a person asks you, don't play around my house. It's another thing if they ask you, if the white lady just got it out for them and the kids are in front of their house and that white lady is still nitpicking with them.
They was in a neutral space. They wasn't at that lady's house. They
had to cross the street to play on another side of the house and everything. If there's a sexual predator on your block and his house is on the corner of the park, are you gonna still be comfortable with your kids playing on the side of the sexual predator?
No.
Exactly.
I mean, but that's not a one-to-one.
No. What I'm saying, but what I'm saying is that lady was already showing that she has problems, mental problems. Why continue to Why to continue to bother her if you know she's easily triggered? Granted, yeah, you're right. It's not hers, but hey, yo, it's a whole street. Play over there, play down there, play anywhere but that particular location and everything. Because at the end, granted, she ended up going to jail, but them kids still end up with an L. All of that could have been avoided.
I mean, if the kids wouldn't have been immature, and the mother could have been there all the time, but it's externalities that she can't control where the kid's about to be at all the time. And she just coming back to stories of them getting harassed in this place that they can be in. So it's like, yeah, she could have did her best and bend it to this white lady's will.
Why you put it like that?
That's what it is. Because she's saying, I don't like this and I'm going to keep... If the police done told you that you don't have rights to that and they can do what they want, we get law involved. We get law and everything involved. And you saying that it's still up to the black lady the reason why she died. It's like, I would put 5% on the black lady. Yeah, she could have kept her kids over there, but 95% of that.
I got a question. So let's just say your kid come to you and like, yo, dad, this neighbor threw a roller skate at me. He ain't hit him and everything. Do a roller skate at him and everything. Are you going to that person's door in Florida, in the stand your ground law? Are you going to bang on that person's door and everything?
I mean, like the thing that you describing is not a rare thing. People, like, if any type of friction between neighbors and kids, I've talked to my neighbors about whatever discrepancies may have been had.
Yes, but these are different tensions. If you already know that the tension is up, you already know that it's We already didn't have an encounter. The next time we have an encounter, it's gonna be physical.
Get shot though? I mean, you think that she thought that getting shot was on the table?
I think that she should have thought about that. I think she should have thought about approaching somebody else, like going. It's one thing you catch them outside. I would have rather if I feel like she should have, if she was gonna have that type of energy, I think she should have waited till that lady came outside, or waited till the police brought her outside to talk to her. I don't think it was smart to go on somebody else's property, banging on their door, telling them that you're gonna beat what's the name, or telling them blah blah blah.
Is that what she was cussing out on the other side of the door?
Yeah. So she's banging on the door, and the lady said she did it out of fear.
Yeah.
But in real time, she ended up getting convicted because she had called the police, and then 2 minutes later, she shot through the door. And then they had to ask her, like, yo, did you look up the stand your ground law and everything? Like, did you know anything about that and everything? But I just think that it wasn't smart. It's never smart to go on somebody else's property, especially somebody you already got problems with, and banging on the door thinking that it's going to be a fair game. And everything. That's why I say, like, I think on that black lady part, I think that could have been avoided if she
her going over there.
Yeah, I think that could have been. And I also think, like, yo, kids are kids. Them kids probably could have made a game out that lady. Like, I dare step on her property. They probably was like stepping on the line and running across, running through. They probably did stuff to make that lady look even more crazier and everything. So that was my stance on it. I just felt like all of that could have been avoided. If they would just say, like, yo,
anything in life can be avoided, but it's about what's justified. And yes, you shouldn't have went over there knocking on her door, but is she justified? Obviously not. She got convicted.
Yeah.
So she wasn't justified morally, legally, in no type of way. So yes, anything could have been avoided, but she was dead wrong.
Well, in the beginning, because they made it was like a big protest and everything, because they didn't book her right away, so they let her go, and then they came back because she could have got away if she would have waited a little bit longer. Like if that lady was at her door a little bit longer, if she didn't call the police, there's a great chance that she probably would have got off with that, just off the law in Florida and how they uphold themselves, right? So like one of the things I had saw and read, they said most stand your ground black people killings is a lot of white people use that and they get away with it when it comes to black people and everything. So if that's something that you already know, there's so many ways that they can get away with this and everything. For me, it was just more like, why continue or why play these games? If your kid wasn't harmed, I think it's only one for me personally. If I have a kid, the only way I'm really taking somebody's head off, my kid had to come back harmed. If he ain't harmed, his eye ain't messed up or nothing like that, no bruises, no blood, and you ain't like call him a nigga, whatever the case may be, I'm not doing all of that. I'm not doing it. You got it. Especially if I know you got problems. You got it. And everything. Me and Miles, we're going to be over here. We're going to go to the park. We're going to go somewhere else. We're going to live life and everything. I think a lot of people dying over senseless stuff and everything. I think that was senseless.
It was a senseless killing.
Yes.
But her approaching her for messing with her kids, that's not a rare thing. I know mama, like so many women will approach a woman for messing with their children. Sure. That's not a rare thing. Could it be avoided? Yes, but anytime a woman approaches another woman for messing with their kids, for shooting to be involved, there is no justification for that at all. I mean, she shouldn't have went to her house. I think was it late night?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she definitely shouldn't have did that. But I put 5% on her, 95%. And is she still in jail?
Yes. She they sentenced her because what determined it, they felt like she did it out of anger instead of fear. If it would have went down as fear, she would have got off. But they feel like it was premeditated. And since she shot through the door, she don't know what was behind that door. So like they're like, yo, you just shot through the door and you don't even know what was behind. So a kid could have been behind there, a cop could have been behind there, anything could have been behind there. So for you not to be sure what you're shooting at, that's another reason why they found her guilty.
You know how long she got or no?
I'm not 100% sure, but I think they hit her with like manslaughter.
Oh yeah, she could be out fast.
Yeah, she gonna get out fast, but whatever time she is in there, I hope that she getting her cornbread stole every day. Like life.
Yeah.
You want your cornbread? She getting her shit snatched every day.
Yeah. But yeah, that's right about it though. How you feeling, man? Like, what do you think
About that? What y'all was saying?
Yeah.
I have no comment.
Oh, man.
Yeah, she shouldn't have been up in there.
Well, that's it. This is the Kommon Knowledge Podcast. Right across is No ID, aka No Idols, Mr. 300, 310, aka KC, aka Kwame, aka Mixed Feelings. And I'm Ken, the analyst. Enjoy yourselves.
See y'all later.
Like and subscribe.